Mr. Mayor, City Council members, hello, my name is Jason Keninger. I live at 301 7th Avenue Southeast in Independence. I've lived there for about 7 years. You all know who I am. I spoke at the last City Council meeting. I had a meeting with the mayor, one of the city attorneys, and the city manager. With that being said, buckle up everybody, because it's gonna get fun. Once again, I'm here to see what you guys are going to do about this. I got this in the mail this weekend, and this is telling me that I have to remove my toilet, or the city's going to remove it and I have to pay for it. It is a repurposed flower pot. During my meeting with the mayor and the city attorney and the city manager, and it was a very good meeting, was about an hour long. I really appreciate it, but it was a very good meeting. I said that I wanted every city block driven to see other people that were violating or doing the same thing that I was doing, so that they could be given tickets, or had the code enforcer send out and be given tickets for that. And I was informed that that is not feasible, because there's something like 100 miles of road in Independence itself, so it wasn't feasible. Well, I still want every block driven to see other people that are doing this, because if you're making me remove mine, then everybody else should have to do the same thing. So, also, in all the city parks, you have steel water troughs filled with flowers that the city takes care of, that are in the same areas where my toilet is. Now, if a car hits my toilet, it's gonna shatter my toilet. If it hits that water trough, it's gonna do a lot of damage to that car. So those need to be taken care of. The flower pots that are along Main Street down here, those concrete flower pots the city takes care of, those need to be taken care of as well, because those can do damage. But if you guys aren't going to do that, then you as a city are saying that there are rules for thee, but not for me, correct?
For other way around.
All of that can do some damage. Now, in the meeting that I had, one thing that was brought up was, what if a person jumps the curb and hits my toilet? Well, if they call the police, they're going to get a ticket for maintaining control of their vehicle. That's a ticket that they're going to get, because they've left the road. If they've been drinking, or if they're excessive speed, then there's gonna be more tickets. I don't know if you guys have heard of Christmas in July. My family celebrated it from time to time. I know there's a lot of ads that use Christmas in July. Well, me being the person that I am, I have brought Christmas in July to you city council members. That's what this box is. What I had brought to you is the curb that you guys are scared people are gonna jump. That's curb that I picked up from the curb that no longer exists. And in case you guys thought that I may have intentionally damaged this to prove my point, these are pictures that I took before we even picked up the curb and put it in that box today. So, I ask all of you, is this the mountain that you want to put your flag on? And if it is, I want you to know that I have a lawsuit typed up and the money set aside to file against the City of Independence for discrimination. When a city enforces an ordinance against you, but not against others in similar circumstances, it could be a case of selective enforcement, which can potentially constitute discrimination. Selective enforcement, when a government entity, like a city, applies laws or rules unfairly and inconsistently, often targeting specific individuals or groups while letting others who violate the same rules go unpunished. This is the second time that I've had a code enforcer at my house for two different things. Now, when he sent you the first picture, he didn't talk about the flower pot that I have with my sunflowers in it. That is a steel pot, 12 inches. 12 inches tall, steel pot, this big around. He didn't talk about that. And having a meeting with the mayor, and like I said, that was a very good meeting. I came out of there happy like you wouldn't believe. But one thing that I said to the mayor was, I said, you know what, Mr. Mayor, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to what this is all about. I said, what happened is the city had 1 or 2 or 10 people call up and complain that I had a toilet for a flower pot. And the mayor nodded his head up and down. That's what this is all about, is somebody didn't like my flower pot or my toilet being used as a flower pot. So then, they sent the code enforcer out there to take a picture of it, to come back to City Hall, to look through all of your codes, to figure out which one he could nail me on. And that's when I got my code. So, I asked for the last time, what are you, as a city council, going to do about this? Because I have no issue filing a lawsuit against the city for discrimination. I have no issue calling the city about every single thing that I think looks ugly or could cause damage to a vehicle. I'm not working right now. I'm on disability because of a surgery, so I have plenty of time. Now, to the second reason of me being here tonight, I want to talk about the Independence Police Department. The police department and the lack of knowledge that the officers have. Again, referring to the law for me, but not for thee. My ex-wife was allowed to weaponize the judicial system and the law enforcement, utilizing them as a blanket while she broke the law. This lawsuit that I have right here is being handled separately. I want you to know that I am filing a lawsuit against the police department for deliberate indifference resulting in medical bills, cost of surgery, pain and suffering, rehabilitation, and lost wages for damage done to my shoulder, July 2024. In April of 2025, I had to undergo my second shoulder surgery on my left shoulder to repair a torn labrum. A torn labrum in the shoulder refers to an injury to the labrum, a ring of cartilage that helps stabilize the shoulder joint. This injury can cause pain, clicking, or feeling of instability in the shoulder. This happened 4 weeks after my original surgery to my rotator cuff. I was arrested by 6 police officers. There were 6 officers sent to my house. I'm 49 years old, prior service military, 2 honorable discharges, 2 Army Commendation Medals. Never had anything on my record except driving violations until I got divorced. And they sent 6 officers to my house to arrest me for violating a no contact order. 6 police officers at my home. My 8-year-old daughter witnessed the police. My 11-year-old son witnessed the police. I had 3 people tell the officers that I had just had surgery and they couldn't put my hands behind my back. But I was put in handcuffs behind my back and then put into a squad car where I was forced to sit for an extended period of time. And before that happened, I had Officer Christensen in my face yelling at me, even though he is shorter than me, about my attitude. That was after I had 2 officers threaten to break my door down, and my 8-year-old bawling her eyes out, and my 11-year-old. I have 2 orthopedic doctors that will testify to the fact that being put in handcuffs behind my back 4 weeks after the first surgery caused the issue of the new tear. I also have the whole incident on video. I have the receipts. I can bring them, and I will. I also had Officer Bose tell me that the only way to get rid of my legal issues was to sell my house and move. The only house that my daughter has known, she was a year old when we bought our house, just to sell it and move. I was also told by Officer Lau on the phone that in order to get rid of my legal issues was to sell my house and leave this town. And I know that Lau has sat in his unmarked car up the street and watched my house for no good reason. None at all, as well as other officers. So in conclusion, back to the original reason why I'm here tonight, I want to know what you are going to do about the summons you have given me about my toilet. And if you continue to make me take it down, then I will file a lawsuit against the city for discrimination. Because that is exactly what you're doing to me, because you have not told anybody else that they have to remove their stuff. If this is the hill that you want to plant your flag on, I'm ready to go, because I have nothing better in my life to do right now.
Unfortunately, we can't
I understand.
We can't respond to you, and I let you go about double the time that you're allotted, so, because I wanted to make sure that you felt that you had had an opportunity to talk to us.
Well, there's only one thing I want to say. I'm Jason Keninger. I live at 3017 7th Avenue Southeast. I'm running for mayor. Stop by and see me. The good old boy mentality has got to go. There's my YouTube channel. Stop by and see me.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Do you guys want your Christmas present?
I don't believe so.
No.
You want me to try to piece it back together in the radius?
I would suggest you put the property back where you found it.
Well, it was all over my rock bed thanks to the heavy rains we've got in the last 2 weeks. Gonna need your help.